Let's be honest, when you saw Ketchikan, Alaska on your cruise itinerary, your first thought was probably, how do I even pronounce that? It's not Juneau, it's not Anchorage, it's Ketchikan. The port stop that sounds like someone sneezing while trying to say, catch a fish. But here's the thing, Ketchikan is a vibe. It's not flashy, but it's real. It's where salmon literally jump upstream. Totem poles tell ancient stories, and locals measure annual rainfall in feet, not inches. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll wish you had more than one day in this quirky Alaskan gem. Alright, so your cruise ship docks at Ketchikan Harbour, which is basically Alaska's version of a mall parking lot with mountain views. There are multiple berths along the downtown waterfront, and one newer dock at Ward Cove about 7 miles from town. If you're at Ward Cove, don't panic. Free shuttle buses run regularly to downtown. The awesome thing about downtown Ketchikan? The second you step off the ship, you're already there. The harbour hugs the town like a clingy ex who won't let go. But in this case, it's a good thing. If you want to go exploring, you've got options. Walking. Most of downtown is totally doable on foot. Just bring comfy shoes and be prepared for a few hills. Free shuttle. Picks up near cruise docks and makes a loop through downtown attractions. Public bus. Just $1 each way and can take you to some of the out-of-town attractions like Totem Bight State Park. Taxis. Available right at the port if your lungs are still recovering from the midnight buffet. Now let's dive into town, where the real Alaska begins. Picture this, misty mountains, wooden boardwalks, and enough rain gear and shop windows to survive the apocalypse. Welcome to the heart of Ketchikan, literally called salmon capital of the world. And they're not being modest. First stop, Creek Street. And no, it's not actually a street. It's a boardwalk built on stilts over Ketchikan Creek. Back in the day, this was the town's red light district. Now, it's all colourful wooden buildings housing art galleries, boutiques, and more salmon-themed souvenirs than you can shake a fishing pole at. Look for Dolly's house, once a brothel, now a museum where you can learn about Ketchikan's colourful past. Turns out the city's slogan could have been where both the salmon and the customers came upstream to spawn. The coolest part? During spawning season, July to September, look down from the boardwalk and watch actual salmon fighting their way upstream. It's like a National Geographic documentary happening live beneath your feet. Speaking of salmon, follow Creek Street to the end and you'll find the Ketchikan Salmon Ladder. This is basically the salmon equivalent of your Stairmaster workout, except the salmon are literally fighting for their lives to return to their birthplace. Nature's drama at its finest. Nearby is the Deer Mountain Hatchery, where you can learn all about salmon life cycles and the incredible journey these fish make. From tiny eggs to ocean-crossing adventurers and back again, it's more impressive than your entire travel history on Instagram. When salmon aren't around, Ketchikan has another way to get your attention. With axes. Lots of axes. Just a short walk from the cruise docks is the Great Alaskan Lumberjack Show. Basically what happens when you combine ESPN, flannel shirts, and very sharp objects. This hour-long show pits burly lumberjacks against each other in competitions like axe throwing. Imagine darts, but terrifying log rolling. Imagine treadmills, but wet and wooden chainsaw carving. Imagine your high school art class, but with power tools. It's corny, yes. Entertaining, absolutely. The stands are covered, so even in Ketchikan's famous rain, you stay dry while watching grown men in suspenders climb really tall poles at alarming speeds. The best part? The audience gets divided into teams, Americans versus Canadians, and the trash-talking flows like sawdust. You'll be yelling, "Yo-ho," before you know it. But Ketchikan's most iconic sight isn't salmon or lumberjacks, it's stories carved in wood. Ketchikan houses the world's largest collection of standing totem poles. Because when you live in a rainforest with giant trees, you've got to do something creative with them. These aren't just random wooden sculptures. They're ancestral storytellers, carved by the Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian peoples. Each figure and symbol represents legends, clan histories, and important events. Basically, they're history books with better artwork. You've got 3 main spots to see them. Totem Heritage Centre, right in town, housing some of the oldest recovered totem poles saved from abandoned villages. These weathered beauties date back to the 1800s. Saxman Native Village, just a short bus ride south of town. Here, you'll find newer poles and often see master carvers at work. Nothing like watching someone casually chisel a bear's face out of a massive cedar log. Totem Bight State Historical Park. About 10 miles north of town, this picturesque park features meticulously restored and recreated totems in a gorgeous forest meets ocean setting. Bonus, there's a replica clan house you can enter. After all that walking, you deserve some fuel. And in Alaska, that means seafood fresh enough to slap you. Ketchikan's food scene comes down to one word: fresh. As in, that fish was swimming this morning. Fresh. Salmon, obviously. Whether it's smoked, grilled, in chowder, or on a bagel, your mission is to eat salmon in at least 3 different forms before leaving port. Halibut, the massive, meaty white fish that makes the best fish and chips on the planet. King crab, sweet, succulent, and requiring those awkward plastic bibs. Worth it. Spot prawns, like regular shrimp but on steroids. They're sweet, firm, and distinctly Alaskan. The Alaska Fish House right near the docks serves fantastic seafood in a casual setting. Or try Bar Harbor Restaurant for a fancier meal with harbour views. For the truly curious, head to the Ketchikan Fish Market and watch fishermen unload their daily catch. Nothing builds an appetite like seeing your lunch arrive by boat. But what if you want to see beyond the town? Ketchikan is just the doorstep to some of Alaska's most jaw-dropping scenery. About 22 miles east of Ketchikan lies the crown jewel of southeast Alaska, Misty Fjords National Monument. This 2.3 million acre wilderness is so epic it sounds made up. But it's very real and very accessible from Ketchikan. Picture this: massive granite cliffs rising 3,000 feet straight out of the sea, waterfalls plunging into emerald waters, and fjords so deep and narrow they make you feel tiny. Add in a perpetual misty shroud, hence the name, and you've got nature showing off like it's auditioning for planet Earth. The catch? You can't drive there. Your options are floatplane tour, the classic choice. These 1 to 2 hour tours take off right from Ketchikan's harbour. Every seat is a window seat, and many tours include a landing on a remote alpine lake where you can stand on the pontoons and breathe in the silence. It's pricey, starting around $269, but it's the kind of memory that outlasts any souvenir. Boat tour. Takes longer, 5 to 6 hours, but costs less and gets you right on the water level, where you might spot whales, seals, and eagles up close. Pro tip: if visibility is good the day you're in port, prioritize a Misty Fjords excursion over everything else. When Southeast Alaska's notorious weather cooperates, there are few places on Earth more spectacular. Still have time? Ketchikan has a few more aces up its soggy sleeve. If Misty Fjords isn't your thing, or the weather isn't cooperating, Ketchikan has plenty of other adventures. Bear watching. From July to September, guided tours take you to spots where black bears feast on salmon. It's like a wildlife documentary, but you're in it. Sea kayaking. Paddle through kelp forests and along the shoreline, spotting starfish, eagles, and maybe even seals. Snorkeling. Yes, snorkeling. In Alaska. Wearing a thick wetsuit, you can explore the surprisingly colourful underwater world of the Inside Passage. The cold water is worth it for the bragging rights alone. Fishing charters. It's not called the salmon capital for nothing. Half-day charters get you out on the water with expert guides to help you land the big one. Many outfitters will even ship your catch home for you. Let's address the wet elephant in the room. Ketchikan gets a lot of rain, like 150 inches annually. That's over 12 feet of skywater. Locals joke that they don't tan, they rust, and they measure rainfall not in inches, but in feet. But here's the thing, the rain is part of the magic. It's what makes the forest so lush, the waterfalls so plentiful, and the locals so resilient. Besides, it's usually more of a misty drizzle than a downpour. Don't let a little precipitation ruin your day. Pack a rain jacket, embrace the moisture, and remember, there's no bad weather, just bad clothing choices. Now for some practical tips. Weatherproof your plans. Have indoor backup options ready if it's pouring. Bring layers, Alaska. Weather can change faster than your mind in a buffet line. Wear comfortable shoes. Downtown has hills and Creek Street has stairs. Carry cash. Some smaller vendors and street food stalls may not take cards. Book essential excursions ahead. Popular tours like Misty Fjords fill up quickly. But wait on weather-dependent activities. For floatplane tours, sometimes it's better to decide the day of, based on conditions. Shop smart. Look for the Made in Alaska emblem for authentic local crafts. Ketchikan may not be Alaska's most famous port, but it might just be its most authentic. It's a place where nature and culture aren't exhibits behind glass. They're alive, sometimes wet, and always fascinating. From totem poles telling ancient stories to salmon fighting their way home. From misty fjords that defy description to lumberjacks who defy gravity. Ketchikan delivers the real Alaska. So next time someone asks, "What's in Ketchikan?" tell them, everything that matters. Like this video? Hit subscribe to travel day trip ideas and cruise smarter. Check the description below for our curated list of local Ketchikan tours that can save compared to booking through your cruise ship. And don't forget to click that next video. We've got more Alaska ports to explore and more tips to save your cruise. Catch you in the next port. Happy sailing!